Imelda Vuda accommodation. Patrick, are you absolutely sure that we are going the right way? The girl looked back concerned at the boy who was breaking through the thickets behind her. It will soon be completely dark, but we are only going deeper and deeper into the forest, not out of it. Don't worry, Alice. Very soon we will be out, just a little longer, the boy replied without even looking. I'm tired and scared in the forest at night. And what if we don't find a way out of here by dark? She stopped and looked back at her friend. Nonsense, we're not little kids anymore. I'll take care of everything, I promise, okay? The girl nodded and they continued on their way. Darkness came unexpectedly. They searched their backpacks for pocket batteries and now walked forward, lighting the way. What are we going to do now? We need to find a place to spend the night. But where can we spend the night here? It was your fault that you wanted to go see the forest. And you agreed, Patrick now shouted at them. They walked on in silence. I see a light. Let's go closer to see if there is a house for a place to stay, Patrick exclaimed. They went in the direction from which the light came, and indeed, not far from them was a hut, if that was the name of the overgrown slum that opened for their eyes. Patrick went up to the hut and knocked. After a moment the door opened and a tall, muscular man stood there. His gaze measured the two young men from head to toe. Suddenly, his black eyes glowed red in the darkness as his gaze stopped at the girl and never looked back. What are your names and why are you both here at this late hour? My name is Patrick and this is my friend Alice. We were walking through the forest, but it got dark. Oh, so you're afraid of the dark? Sparks of slyness flashed in the stranger's dark eyes. I am Spiros, follow me, he said, leading them deeper. The semi-dark room they entered was not large but cozy compared to the dark night forest that was now behind them as Spiros closed the door of the dwelling. A fire crackled in the fireplace, casting shadows on the walls and floor, and nearby was a white animal skin blanket, apparently intended for one person to sleep on. A small table, a chair, that was all there was to be found here. You live here alone in the middle of the forest? Alice now blurted out a question that seemed natural, arising by itself as she looked around at the lonely forest hut. Yes, I live here. Looking back slightly over her shoulder at her unexpected nocturnal guests who were following her, the stranger went to the only chair and sat down in it. This is just a little unusual. I like it. Usually I don't take the guests, but you two, be an exception. Thanks for such hospitality. We really have nowhere tonight, but are you not lonely and afraid here? What kind of you like to live here? Alice did not hold on again. Don't ask so many stupid questions. Spiros now rose and approached Alice and Patrick, who were still standing in the middle of the room. His eyes were burning with flames of fire, and when he got close to Alice, he lifted up his long, fine hand with the same long fingers and let it go to her face. You're a beautiful, but not a very clever girl. Alice did not really understand whether or not be offended. Alice, stop, don't irritate him, Patrick said. Then his gaze refocused on both. What are you two standing in front of me? You're really annoying me. Alice and pat down obediently near the fireplace. So you say you go and stray? Yes, the darkness came suddenly. Now Patrick also spoke. Oh, two children at night. All right, you can stay. You will be my guests tonight. Are you sure it is a good place to stay overnight? Alice whispered to Patrick, feeling that Spiros was watching them closely. I don't know, but we don't have any other choice. It's quite dark and tonight we won't find a way out of the forest anyway. Patrick said the same whisper. I don't like this place and this man. Alice whispered to a friend again. He has something dark and threatening. We need a roof above head tonight. Well, Alice, just tonight, and then we'll leave and forget him. Just tonight, promise. Promise me, Patrick. All right, calm down. The girl sat closer to him as if looking for salvation from something she didn't know. Stop, don't be like a little girl, he's watching us. Patrick was whispering in half voice, losing a little side by staring at Spiros, who still didn't lose sight of them. And you're ashamed of the fact that we love each other? Alice offended the brimstone. I don't know. Alice got up. I'm very tired, can I lie down? Of course, you can sleep there, on a white mat at the fireplace. There you will be warm and comfortable. It really seemed like a cozy place. And me? Patrick asked. In the spirits put his eye on him. You? Let's think. night, Alice woke up scared. The strange room was almost completely dark. Only a weak light fell. In this light she saw stranger's black eyes looking at her very close, and felt his hot breath, which was hotter than human breath. Alice heard herself scream, and then darkness fell before her eyes. When she woke up the next morning, it was already light. Spiros was standing in the doorway and looking out. He heard her move, and Spiros looked back. "I see you woke up. Did you sleep well?" "Not especially. Last night was something strange. Maybe you know." "Strange? What's weird?" "Nothing, I think, happened last night." Spiros shook their shoulders. "You're just gonna have it. You people have all kinds of strangeness." "What about people?" Now, in the daylight, Alice noticed that the stranger's head was decorated with curved horns. She broke out, but she didn't ask anything. "It was really a strange housekeeper. I just wanted to say that sometimes it is. I woke up and saw you." "Me? It'll be the boy you came here with." "It wasn't it was you, I know," Alice exclaimed. "Where is he?" Truly, the sleeping place that Patrick had shown in Spiros was empty, and he himself was not visible. "He's already gone. He said that it is not reason to wait." "One, without me? It can't be. I don't believe you." Alice is now shouting and standing in front of Spiros. "You're beautiful like that." Spiros gave her a look. In his eyes, Alice saw the flames that had been burning in the fireplace last night, and she had strange fears. "No, Patrick would never do that." Alice still screamed, "I don't believe you. I don't believe you. I want to go find him. I want to get out of here." She approached Spiros and began to beat him with her fists. "Stop thinking about that boy. He left you. He's just a silly kid who doesn't know what he wants, but I know. You're my visitor and you're not going anywhere." Spiros grabbed her hands. The grip was tight, so that now she could no longer move her hands. Her breath fell on her, and the girl felt his proximity. "Where is he? You've hidden him somewhere, I know." Alice broke out and began to walk around the space, looking under every object he might be. "Do you like to play hide?" Spiros laughed at her unusual game. "No, I don't like it, but I have to find Patrick." Alice went in the direction of the door when Spiro caught him. "Are you really not going to make me happy to spend some time?" "Let me go, let go." Alice tried to pull out, but Spiros didn't let her go, just staring at the girl. Also, next night, Alice woke up from his proximity. "What are you doing here?" Alice cried out with a half-sitting bed, and she looked at Spiros. "You screamed in your sleep, and I just wanted to make sure you're all right." No, I was just dreaming." "I stay with you until you sleep if you want. I can play you on my harmonics. You like music?" "Yes," Alice laughed. "When you sit here, then play." Satyr, who he actually was, took his mouth harmonics and began to play, gently and feeling. "You are good at it." Alice suggested listening for a while. "This is my trade. I was born a musician." Suddenly, he changed the tune and started playing some fun and unfamiliar melody, so that his feet were dancing themselves. He played mouth harmonics, danced and made all sorts of tricks, throwing puppets and stomping on her arms with her feet in the air, and Alice laughed like a little girl. Usually she didn't stand up with that behavior, and didn't love the circus at all, and it seemed like an empty entertainment and horrified by the presence of animals and shows and dangerous tricks, but that evening, to her surprise, she laughed at Spiro's attractiveness, and to her even greater surprise, rose out of bed to participate in all these amples. When she was exhausted, Spiros took her on her hands and brought her back to her bed by the fireplace. "You are tired. You need to rest now, and I will be with you, and I will not let anything happen to you." "What could happen to me? Thanks for everything, Spiros, but could you please leave now? I'd rather be alone." "This is what I want." Now Spiros' tone did not wait for me to lie next to you. Alice was a little afraid of that tone, but she didn't mind anything. "You're not gonna happen as long as I'll be with you." He gently fixed it, then added to himself, "Now that I have found you, I don't want to let you free." Alice wanted to stand up when Spiros began to blame. "I'm unhappy, unhappy. Trust me, only you can save me." "Are you unhappy? Why? And can I save you?" "Staying with me, loving me." "Spiros." No, don't say anything. Please just stay with me tonight, Alice. Alice returned to the blanket. The softness of the fire took her from the fireplace, and suddenly she felt sorry for Spiros. And what if he really is unhappy living here alone? When she realized that she could reach her, felt her tender hands in pity, Spiros put her hands closer to her. And you will not deny it to me. What do you want? Soon you will find out. No, no, I don't want to. Spiros took their man to play them again. You're a good girl. You listen to what I'm telling you. Alice listened to the sounds of mouth harmonics, and suddenly she thought she had been here for a long time, that an understandable as Spiros, who plays a melody she likes so much. Good girl, I have a good nymph, obedient. The voice of Spiros flowed in melodies like his musical instrument. Good girl, good Alice. Alice was afraid of sleep when someone called her name. Patrick was back in the middle of the room. She had dreamed that she was still hearing the brilliant melody. Patrick, how did you show up here again, and what are you doing here? Where were you all night? She jumped from her bed and stood up to Patrick. Don't be afraid, honey. Now you are mine and only mine. There's no one else here, but we're two of you and your beloved Spiros. He is nothing. The satyr spoke with a gentle, slow voice, comforting Alice in his hands. She sought security and support from herself incomprehensibly. Alice engulfed her satire and looked with fear and hatred at her former friend, who had now become her enemy. She heard herself speaking words that hadn't even been thought to say. What do you want here? Why did you not leave us? From you? Alice, what you're talking about now? Yes, do you not see that and want to be together? We want you to get out of here. You're bothering us. This is not true, Patrick exclaimed. I am here with my will and with love for Spiros. I will not allow you to speak so about my loved one and that you stand up to us. Spiros were about to go out of business, but Alice abstained. Don't, honey. I'm not worth it. I used to be your best friend, remember? No, you might say you lost your head, but also your memory. Tell him the truth. Tell him you love me, Spiros whispered at Alice's ear. Yes, I love him. I have ever loved and will love.